Just a rebel with a lightsaber dream. Lost my hand, lost my friend, lost my self-esteem.
Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's news regarding Leslye Headland's recent interview about why the Acolyte failed, I just want to say thank you all so much for the love and support on my last few videos and the influx of subscribers. We are 20 away from the 500 subscriber mark. Guys, seriously, I have been working on trying to get YouTube to take off since I was like 12 years old. I've done so many different brands and rebrands and shit like that. Thank you. This is the first YouTube channel I've made to where it's actually starting to go somewhere. And it's not possible without you guys. So, thank you. Help me reach 500 subscribers before my 2-year anniversary in January. And let's get into today's video. So, the Acolyte creator explains why the show was canceled in a new interview. After mostly staying out of the spotlight for the years since the cancellation of The Acolyte, series creator Leslye Headland finally divulges about the diversive Star Wars series in a new interview with The Wrap. Headland explains that making The Acolyte was always a major risk. It was a new part of the timeline. It was all new characters. It was a part of the lore where you couldn't use a stormtrooper. You didn't have the reference of the politics and war that Tony Gilroy has brilliantly exploited in such a genius way in Andor. But all that iconography and all those visual references are original trilogy references, and our references were the High Republic novels and the publishing initiative, and then the prequels specifically with the lightsabers. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that no, your show was not referencing the High Republic. I mean, I personally haven't read it, but some of the people that I've talked to that have read it, no. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't read it. There's multiple entries into the High Republic, from comic books to adult novels to young adult novels to junior novels to... honestly, bro, there's just too much. Maybe somewhere along the line you reference that. I will agree that some of the lightsaber fights did remind me of the prequels. If only you did not make them super thick and chunky. But I digress. It's okay. When you say that you're making these references to, like, these other initiatives, you should probably bring in the people that, might have wrote for the initiative. Maybe wrote some of the characters that Lucasfilm is using in some of their upcoming projects. But no, for some reason, you didn't talk to the lady that wrote Vernestra Rowe. I forget her name, so I'll post the screenshot. You guys refused to bring in Timothy Zahn after Rebels for Ahsoka and Thrawn and what you're going to do with Thrawn. So you guys wanted to reference Plagueis and make an Acolyte series that's going to lead into the Plagueis novel. But I highly doubt that they were going to talk to James Luceno. I just don't get why they refuse to talk to some of these authors, guys. It's actually fucking insane. For many, the risk didn't pay off as The Acolyte was met with mixed reviews from fans and critics. I also think that any gripes creatively with the show are completely valid. That's people's reaction. It's usually their reaction to their own reaction. But like I said, the show is always a risk. It's the old adage of the first one through the wall is the bloodiest. Headland addressed what her experience was like seeing the show being attacked by people in the media, including those in Star Wars media. I was not online, Headland said. However, I am a Star Wars fan, which means I have always been, since the launch of YouTube, part of the Star Wars recap criticism fandom community. These guys I've known for years. So when I got the information from others about what the weather report was like, when this was a real concern from friends of mine or coworkers of mine, it saddened me. You don't have to tell me who's talking about it or how bad it is online. I know exactly who they are. I supported them on Patreon. There are some of them that I respect, and there are some of them that I think are absolute snake oil salesmen, just opportunists. Then, of course, there are the fascists and racists, so it runs a gamut. It isn't just one thing or the other. I don't know what to say to that. So in some ways, I wasn't surprised. In other ways, I was disappointed. I think you always do that when you create something. It's just that Star Wars is on a massive level of visibility. In a surprising remark, Headland said that the reaction to The Acolyte taught her that not all fans are toxic. it made me start to think, rather than these fans are toxic or this thing is being mean to me, it made me think that the content being made about Star Wars will ultimately be more culturally impactful than actual Star Wars. Because we're all sick and tired of retconning canon just to tell your own story, even though George Lucas did that multiple times. But that's okay because he was the creator. He's not a buyer. He created the fucking universe, so he can do whatever the hell he wants to do. That's just my opinion on it. And so, yeah, you're gonna get people like me who bitch and moan all the fucking time, talking to a camera, and that's gonna be more impactful than you giving us one good project out of 30 shit projects. Like, I know I've been trying to be more positive with Star Wars and all that, but sometimes it's just really hard. Sometimes it's genuinely really hard to be positive about Star Wars. And that's why, like, I'm always talking about the Legends novels or the Old Republic or the prequels, or because that shit makes me happy, bro. Like, this is honestly kind of pissing me off. And, I don't like doing the whole rage bait stuff, but, man, this is just, what are you talking about, Headland? This just doesn't make any fucking sense. When the show was canceled just weeks after the finale aired, Leslye Headland says that she was not surprised by it. I think I was once surprised at the swiftness of it and the publicness of it. I was surprised at how it was handled. But once I was getting particular phone calls about the reaction and the criticism and the viewership, I felt like, okay, the writing's on the wall for sure. Headland stated that understanding the show's viewership was a little muddled for her. With Star Wars, you're not just measured within the marketplace that you happen to be at that time. You're measured against every other Star Wars show. With Darth Plagueis making his cameo in the finale, May and Chimere teaming up. They didn't team up with Chimere. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, yeah, they teamed up at the beginning, but it was Osha that teamed up with fucking Chimere. Jesus Christ. Okay. The Acolyte certainly left off on a cliffhanger. Headland revealed that she had started to develop ideas for season 2 before the show was canceled. My showrunner and I had a lot of ideas going into season 1, so we were just thinking about that specifically with Manny Jacinto's character. We always knew that Lee Jung-jae was going to be the emotional anchor of the first season, watch the deterioration of the father figure, so we already thought ahead and thought about what type of relationship we wanted to look at in the second season. We had talked about all that from the thematic and character standpoint, but in terms of actual narrative, there was only a couple of signposts that we knew we wanted to hit. Ultimately, though, Headland said she has no regrets about the show. I'm absolutely obsessed with Star Wars. I still am, and I love my show, and I know that it was wonderful. Okay. Um, yeah. I mean, think what you want to think about your project. I mean, I'm glad that you did what you wanted to do. You got to make a Star Wars project. Was it a good Star Wars project? No. And honestly, I don't know why we couldn't have just gotten the Plagueis novel. Like, as much as I bitch and moan and say that book is mid, um, I much rather would have seen that than space witches creating twins with either magic or the force, because God forbid we get an explanation about that. God forbid. Yeah, I would have much rather seen the Plagueis novel be adapted. And I know that's what they were going to do for season 2, blah, 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 blah. Why not just come out swinging, bro? That's just me. I don't know, man. I know I've said that I want them to reboot the Acolyte and focus on Chimere and turn him into the canonical Venomiss and all that. And that's all just to, tie up loose ends, because, like, Chimere has got to die. Like, if he is actually the first Ren, you guys can actually watch it in the Acolyte episode 6. If Chimere's the first Ren, bro, and Ben Solo kills him, that dude's got to live a lot longer. And I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, that's just some of Leslye Headland's comments about why the Acolyte failed. Seems like she's trying to push a little bit of blame with the content being made about Star Wars being more impactful. Hey, editing Kenrick here. I lost my train of thought during that whole content creator comment about Leslye Headland. She is trying to push blame on us content creators for saying that, hey, shit sucks. I'm sorry. I'm a TV show and movie reviewer and critic. I'm not a media appreciator. I'm not just going to appreciate something because it's got my favorite franchise's name on it. If it's shit, it's shit. If it's good, it's good. So, yeah, the whole blaming content creators thing. Please stop that. Not everybody's a media appreciator. So that's what I was trying to say. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button and hit subscribe. Get me to 500 subscribers, guys. We're still doing the giveaway. And, once we hit 500 subs, we're going to really be pushing to get those watch time hours so we can get monetized. Because between me and you, I really hate my fucking job. And I would much rather do this all day, every day, than go and break my back at doing construction. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. And may the force be with you always. Peace.